People is pleased to present 40 Days 40 FinTechs, an initiative under its Include Everyone program, as it continues to lead the way in advocacy for the creation and dissemination of technology that enables financial inclusivity. The 40 Days 40 FinTechs is shining a spotlight on those that are breaking down digital barriers and bringing millions more on the continent into the transactional space and transforming their lives for the better.
When we are in schools, there is that period in school when students are out of money, when you don't have anything in grab, and that period is called Kawu. So growing up in school, I spent over 8 years in Kawu, whereby they used to send me money to use in school, but within a week, this money was done. And I realized that this problem is still existing up to now, despite the fact that you can send money across borders. You cannot send money to your loved one, you cannot send money to your child, you cannot send money to your nephew in school, just because they don't have access to digital devices. And I realized this is a challenge that is going to actually stay if we don't become the heroes that we thought we would have back then. So inspired by this, we thought we could come up with a solution that can help students to receive and get access to pocket money with ease right from their parents. And we realized that parents would wish to send money to their children. They would wish to know how their children are using the money. They would wish to extend the financial literacy to their children, but they don't have a connection between them and their children in schools due to that digital divide between them. And so we came up with Kawu. Kawu is a 5D solution that helps students in school and parents to directly move money. For example, you can send pocket money to your child on the fly. You just move it from your mobile money wallet to their smart card. So we came up with the Kawu smart card, as you can see it over here. So this is like a Visa or MasterCard, but that doesn't require any special machines or ATM machines. So it is basically used with any smartphone, meaning anybody with a smartphone can work as an agent, can work as an ATM machine. And so all the student requires is just the smart card. They don't require any digital devices, they don't require any phones, just the smart card. And then the parent from their mobile phones, any phone, whether smartphone or basic phone, can send money to the child's smart card. And on the fly, the parent can be in the know of when the child has withdrawn or accessed or used this card to pay for anything within school. So we realized that the ATM cards are quite expensive, both to design, get, and to install the ATM machines. And so we designed our own low-cost and easy to operate ATM card, and we called it the Kawu Smart Card. It is all the student requires to access the service. And the parent from their mobile phone, they can set how much a student can access in a given period of time, either weekly, daily, or termly, meaning the parent will have now the ability to manage how the child is using the pocket money they are given. And we see great potential of this, not only working in schools, but also in the general population of Uganda, because when you look at the population, it is over like just 49% of the people that are having smartphones. And of the 49, 71% are having basic phones. So when you look at the most existing solutions are only targeting those people, and we are leaving out the largest population, especially the young generation. So we are starting with this young generation to say that we include them in this mobile and digital economy. Then after that, we will move on to the larger group of people who don't have access to phones, who don't have access to banks, who actually cannot use the banks, because even if you look at the statistics of the banks, it's like over 90% of the people having the bank accounts are having lower than 1 million, which is really not that cost effective to them and the banks at large. We have teachers and bursars and some other non-teaching staff that we realized were working to support some parents who realized that their children were overspending money, or they didn't have a way to safely keep their money. So they were keeping the pocket money with these specific teachers. But these teachers were not also benefiting from the service. So what we did is we made these teachers our agents, and also the canteen, we made them our agents. So the student just goes there with their card, for example, at the canteen, They tell the canteen what they want. After getting all they want, they just present the smart card, and the canteen will automatically deduct the money of that of whatever they have picked from the smart card. Or if they need to access cash, they'll just go to the designated agents, for example, the bursar, for example, the matrons, or any other teachers, and then they will withdraw their cash. Then we started, we have onboarded over 20 schools, and the numbers are actually growing like super fast. And we have over 1,000 students using the system right now. And the numbers might not be that accurate, because right now as I'm talking, somebody is getting a smart card, somebody is performing a transaction right now. And we would have been actually further more than what we have achieved right now, but due to some constraints here and there, some financial constraints and others. But there is a steady and growing love for the product, I will tell you that. Then within 1 year, we see a cashless student in most of the schools around Uganda, because we are receiving actually a lot of calls from schools, but these schools are some of schools we cannot reach like immediately, because we still have some backlog that we have to first finish. That is the students that we have to give cards, the schools that we have to activate, and so on and so forth. But we're working super hard to see that we have a cashless student. When we are rolling out this product to schools, basically we go to the school, we talk to them about the product, and usually like 99% of the 100 schools we go to love the product. But we find a challenge that the young people, the youth, have been, I would say 100% neglected in the system, whereby people just want to change the leaves, the flowers, but they are neglecting the roots. So when you go to these students, when you tell them about financial inclusion, financial literacy, you find that they are green. They don't know anything about it. So you have to first of all teach them. We have to teach them the benefits of saving. We have to teach them the benefits of having financial control. We have to first of all go under that process of bringing somebody from 0 to 1, and that takes time. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges we are facing right now, is we are working from 0. We are just building everything from scratch, and that's a problem. But also we love it, because we love when you go to a school, we set up something like a seminar, we teach the students benefits of saving, benefits of financial literacy, having financial control. It's like super amazing. It's like, I might call it a blessing in a disguise. So it's one of the challenges we're facing. And then the second challenge is like really rolling out these things is quite expensive, and being a startup with just basic support from people like High People and others is really quite not easy. But the startup journey is always not that easy. So we're still pushing on and moving forward. And then thirdly, there is actually one of the challenges that we realized, and it was like super amazing to find out when we were rolling out, because we have this fingerprint authentication whereby a student can just use the fingerprint to authenticate payment or withdraw the money. So we met this guy who didn't have any hands. So he was asking like, how am I supposed to authenticate with a fingerprint without anything on me, without fingers? And it was a big challenge, because by then we really didn't have any answers to give this guy. And as we went back with the team, we gathered, and it just took us like the whole week thinking about this guy. We just couldn't stop ourselves from saying, what can we do for this guy? And then, because we have really a brilliant team, they are now coming up with a solution that can just authenticate from somebody's face. So you just present yourself, say what you want, present your card, and then they will just scan your face and your payment is done. So we are facing some of those challenges, but we're loving them, because they give us a better insight, better knowledge and understanding of the problem that we are solving for sure. The 40 Days for the FinTech initiative is something that I believe everybody should really be in support of, because there is no use in you building brilliant or good products if nobody knows about them, if nobody uses them. So if 40 days 40 fintechs, is taking you from just your office or your workspace to the world, I think that's one of the most important things any startup or any ecosystem would really appreciate and welcome. And I really believe and acknowledge the 40 days 40 fintech because it has really brought to light so many startups, Kawu inclusive, because we've really gained a lot from 40 days 40 fintechs, the support, the advice, the mentorship that we are getting from this is really amazing, and it's really a stepping stone to us for the schools that we've onboarded, for the students we've registered in the design and development of the smart card product. It's really amazing. If anybody is interested in getting the Kawu smart card or getting the Kawu product into their school, you can just visit us on www.kawu.ug. Very ready to serve and extend financial inclusion to every student. Our vision is to foster financial inclusion for every student in Africa.
40 Days 40 FinTechs is presented in proud partnership with Cross-Lake Technologies, Modus Box, Modular Foundation, and Level 1 Project.